Oh, hey, hi, hello, welcome. This camera is going to be a little bit weird for a second while we get um, good old Carter back into the mix. Had some good old technical difficulties, so as of right now, until 8-Bit turns his camera on, he's the GM while we three are now the coder. Oh, just kidding, I have my power back. Welcome back, Carter. Welcome back. I hope you had a fantastic vacation last week. You were sure missed, and I gave Carter the best I could do by rolling a bestial failure. So I don't know how else better to play Carter than roll it when I need to.
Seemed 1,000% accurate. Good job.
Thanks, thanks. Also, fun fact: bestial failures do not increase your hunger. Uh, it's good to know. It's good to know for all you vampire newbies out there. Um, we're gonna go ahead and go around the table and introduce who we're playing tonight, what clan you're part of, um, and how you felt about what transpired in the prince's office as the small meeting that took place. And we'll go ahead and start with Carter since we missed you last week.
I am playing Carter. He is a Tremere vampire and would very much rather be reading a book than getting up into all of the shenanigans that Dimitri appears to be hell-bent on getting into. And as far as Carter is concerned, everything last week was fine, except that seemed like an awful lot of very valuable blood that was wasted, which could have been put to better use.
Spoken like a true Tremere. Spoken like a good Tremere. Next up, we got Eva.
Hey, I'm Eva, and I am playing in the Bruja clan. And last week in the prince's office, oh man, it was my emotions were everywhere. But I I don't know, that guy just kind of creeped me out, so I kind of just had to get rid of him.
Seemed like a
But
good idea.
hopefully,
And last but not least, Dimitri.
I'm playing Dimitri from the Ventru clan, and the way I felt about it was basically, things had to be done. I was not happy about the way the situation turned out, but sometimes you have to do things you do not like. So it was a good man died, and now I have to commission painting. But is what it is. Your prince say kill, you kill.
Indeed. So as of last week, for those of you guys who missed it, um, a, a few sneaking kindred were found by a Nosferatu while you guys were scoping out this rant and rave. As this Nosferatu sort of appeared out of nowhere next to Carter and Dimitri and trying to figure out what you guys were doing. After a tag team effort of clouding memory, you guys were able to make him forget that he saw you guys at all. As you guys got the information you guys needed from Eva, and you guys just took off and set off the explosion, which caused a massive chain reaction between quite a few propane tanks and quite a few tanks of gas. You guys head back to Indianapolis, where still trying to figure out exactly what your story was going to be in regards to what took place this evening. As you guys were sort of figuring out what your story was, there was quite a few kindred that were called in, and you guys all went into the prince's office, and you guys saw a large box that was in the middle of it. Um, and it was began to be told what happened to this kindred and why they were staked and sentenced to final death. As this individual named James did not follow up on what their childer were doing and not fix the situation before it spiraled out of control. Um, your coterie was called up to the front, and the first task was given for Dimitri to choose between taking or giving the final death to this kindred, or this human that at the time was not given any exact trial. But Dimitri had a choice to make, and Dimitri chose to give the final death, as what the prince not only asked, but provided that Dimitri felt that this is exactly what should happen to someone who breaks the tenets. Shortly after, it was then disclosed who this individual was that was found skulking around Eva's haven. And then it was then Eva's turn to make a choice, which then turned out to have this either hunter or Inquisition member ran through with a sword as well. After everything was sort of finished and you guys were sent back to your spots towards the back of the office, you guys saw him begin to dismiss people, and the two bodies thrown into one casket, as if they were one and the same to him in his eyes. The box was then shut, and then you guys were fully dismissed as the prince and his primogen and his council began to have a discussion. You guys went to the bar this down the path, as you guys did right before. Actually, you guys did get a sneak peek of what is through the employee only hallway, as you guys did see the receptionist for, or the assistant for the prince, walk down there with a book that she held clutched in her arms, as you guys saw multiple doors that were there, and then a large server room on the other side that read security on it. You guys went the other way and went down towards the bar, where you guys went to a large privacy booth and began to just socially feed, not actually going ahead and reducing your hunger to 0, but making sure you guys were in a fine spot to get to know each other a little bit better. As you guys were discussing different things, it became apparent through Dimitri that Eva's haven was probably no longer safe to abide in. And with everyone sort of relocating between Dimitri and Carter, and now Eva needing to relocate, you guys were beginning your trek to Terre Haute, where Eva did send off for her driver to go ahead and bring some of the vehicles to this new haven location for a temporary haven. Dimitri, you reached out to some of your contacts to see if there was any additional land that was available outside of the construction area that you guys sort of took over. They did advise that there was a rather large music center that just became on sale, but didn't really exactly have the funds, as this is a rather extremely new organization that you and your family members were beginning to start from anew over here. So there wasn't exactly a lot of funds that are available within that organization. I know we discussed it, what would it cost for you to make that purchase. Would you like to go ahead and follow through with that purchase?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So it will go ahead and cost one of your resource dots, but you will now gain a new dot for the haven. Everyone, besides the original haven dots that you guys had, will all gain one additional haven dot for each of you to sort of help boost up this coterie haven that you guys are beginning to create. I know Eva, I believe, has 3 dots total. Carter, you have 2 dots. And Dimitri, how many dots do you have?
Well, that would give me 2 for replacing one of my resources.
Perfect. So you have 2, and then Carter and Eva, you guys will gain an additional 1 for everyone having just a free dot that the backgrounds come with if it's coterie wide. So 4, 3, 9 total dots that you guys will have for your haven. Um, I will say probably because of the size of the haven itself, it will require 2 dots because it's going to be so large of a haven area, because it's going to have the the building as well, or the a large open area, as well as probably some office spaces, and probably also an extra couple places for you guys to stay, if I'm assuming correctly. Um, is there anything now that you guys sort of have a chance to, if you guys want to go ahead and get the Haven portion pulled up in the book, we can go ahead and figure out exactly what kind of stuff would like to be added to said Haven with your dots. I'm assuming because Carter is not a very big fan of the books, you don't want a library in your new Haven. Is that correct?
Definitely not. No books.
Yeah.
Get rid of them all.
Burn them all. Who needs them? So yeah, I will also get that pulled up so that I can take a look as well. So out of your 9 that you guys have, 2 will be just for the actual Haven itself. And that leaves you guys with 7 dots to be able to put towards this new Haven that you guys are only spending some time building. For everyone else in chat, while they are getting their sort of everything pulled up, we are going to be fast forwarding a couple nights here, as it's going to be determined the coterie is beginning to put their roots down a little bit, and finding a safe place to sleep that's not necessarily underneath the prince's watch all the time. So there will be a little bit of a time skip here, but the story will still live on, as it were. Haven.
I think Watchmen, if you guys feel that, because I've got men I could put around.
I could definitely see that. Also, I meant to ask Eva, will Hunter be staying here as well now?
I would say yes if everybody else agrees with it.
As you guys sort of continue to unpack and look through these, Eva's driver is sort of stands off to the side. He's probably late 20s, early 30s, somewhere in that area. Pretty decently well dressed. If you want to also sort of describe a little bit more what Hunter looks like, Eva, as you are, as everyone's sort of getting everything pulled up here.
Hunter is tall, slender man who, yes, is well dressed and does a lot of odds and ends for me. Also my driver, because I never bothered to learn how to drive.
Who needs to?
Exactly. He has dark hair. He's got a couple of scars on his left cheek. And he has tattoos on his, like, all over his arms. So just like 2 arm sleeves of tattoos.
And who is he to you?
He is my, I'm not very good at saying this word.
Ghoul?
But ghoul, thank you. I was
Yep.
going to say.
He's just her ghoul, someone that is bound to her.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Since my old Haven had like all the security system,
Mhm.
is that able to transfer over to our new Haven?
Yeah, if you want to use a couple of dots to put towards security, that's absolutely okay to do. Because right now you guys sort of have like an overarching pool. So how many dots is the Minutemen that you were talking about putting up?
Well, let's see. It says each dot gives 4 average guards and 1 gifted boss.
Yeah.
You guys want more than that? Or you want to just kind of stick with just kind of 4 and 1? since we're starting out.
Right, and it's always something you guys could absolutely put additional stuff on towards that at a later time too.
I mean, I'm fine with just leaving it at 1 for now, especially because we
Okay.
have Hunter. He will also help us out on things. So
Okay. Would Hunter qualify as like a gifted boss? Out of curiosity, Josh.
Yes, he actually is. I'd have to look up the Ghoul. Yes, I believe he does count as a gifted boss, as far as stats go.
Nice.
So you could either have him as your boss, or you could have like a head of security and also Hunter with your 4 dots, since his sort of dots are counted otherwhere. You could absolutely still have like a head of security as well as the 4 people on top of it, if you would like.
That sounds good.
Okay.
More the merrier. How high was your security rating?
I just had 1.
Yeah, security 1.
But
And then what
Do we wanna
page is
stick
this
with
on?
that?
Because I am struggling on finding this.
I'm sorry. It is 189.
Thank you so much. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
So
I
did we
had
say
to
the
type in
base?
Watchmen.
Did we say the base haven was 2 dots or 3 dots? It almost sounds like it's a 3 dot large place.
Let's take a look here, because I could, now that I'm thinking about it, it does.
It's 28,000 square feet is what the actual square footage on that property
That's
is.
true.
Oh yeah, then probably I would think it's probably 3 dots
Yeah,
just for
I would
how
say,
big it is.
Yeah, agreed. Good call. Yeah, so it's probably 3 to start off, just because of, again, how big it is, which is going to be very large, secure, or private. Examples are going to be a compound outside of town, a bank building, or a decommissioned subway station, or something like that. So yeah, so you guys have 3 starting off. You guys have 1 for the Watchman. Do you guys want to keep on 1 for security, or do you guys want to bump that up a little bit?
Let's start there, and we can look at what else we need, and then I think we can add if we need to.
Perfect. That puts you guys at 5 out of your total of 9 dots that you guys have.
And we know Carter wants a library. How
Yes,
many dots
Sam.
did you have in your library?
I'm
before?
bringing my library over. It's just 1 dot, which
Okay.
I can live with if we don't want to prioritize making a giant library.
Freaking nerds, man.
I know. Gosh.
So that will put you at 6 out of 9.
So we do have the opportunity for warding. Would bar supernatural forces.
Yep.
I kind of know a guy who knows some blood sorcery, so maybe.
Yeah,
he could
do you
make
have
that-
a cult of 3 or higher?
I believe so. Yes, I have 3.
Okay, perfect. Then even Carter would be able to supply that warding for you guys if you guys wanted to do at least a couple, 1 or 2 dots of warding if you guys wanted to.
I like that.
I mean, I like that. I also like the postern. Having a secret way out seems like a good idea since we're sort of trying to evade surveillance
I
and
was thinking
detection.
the same thing.
Weird.
Now, would you have use for a laboratory, Carter? Because I got guys who could cook meth in it if, you know.
I'm not into meth. Thanks.
Well, no, you don't have to. I'm just saying we could use the laboratory to make some money on the side here, man. Come on. I got to be hustling.
Every day we're hustling. Because you guys don't have any thin bloods who would need it as well. So you could use it absolutely for that. You also could have it as your location if you guys needed it too. Or hidden armory, cells even.
Yeah, so I don't really need a laboratory for anything
Okay.
that I'm doing. I'm not against
good.
it if you need it.
Since if we're looking at making this a nightclub, do we want to go with luxury
I was thinking that.
to make it pretty like flash and have, you know, some nice decor and kind of high end, and it adds to our social test, which I think I know I need.
Does
At least when
anybody
it comes to
have,
lying.
Right, exactly.
Does anybody have resources 3?
Didn't you?
No, I have 2.
Oh, you had 2?
Do we
Yeah.
pool our resources for that, or does one of us
Well,
need to have at least 3?
It's okay. It says your decor was
You-
gained illegally. That's not a
legally.
problem for me.
I would say if you guys, it could go either way. If you guys wanted to keep it separated and have it be, sort of stolen goods for that, you guys are able to. But I will say, because we have 2, is everyone resources 2?
Well, I'm down to 1.
Now you're down to 1, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm only resources 1, so I don't think we would really count as having enough luxury goods to fill that spot.
yeah, especially with the sort of the stuff that's going on, I would probably agree. With
I also, frankly, wouldn't spend
that.
money on that kind of frivolous nonsense.
It's big true.
There's
Why
stuff
do that when you
buy
have a
instead.
library you could refill the books with?
That's luxury.
There we go. So yeah, you guys could definitely do that if you wanted to.
Do you feel comfortable with luxury?
Yeah, I mean, 2 dice to a social test seems really freaking good.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
I feel like it makes sense.
All right, so that puts us at 9. Is that math? 1 warding, 1 postern, 1 luxury, laboratory, watchman.
The library watchman.
Library watchman, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then security for 6. And then the 3 for the size of your haven. So that is all 9. Now, does Dimitri have people that know how to set up and start and get the business going for a nightclub? Or would you reach out to see maybe people who are either within the Camarilla or anything like that that would sort of begin to help with this?
Part of our operations in Russia were all kind of built a lot around nightclubs.
Okay.
It's a great place to launder money, to deal in human trafficking. So it was a good location for us. I figured my brothers could probably have some experience, walk the mortals through it that need to sign on the dotted line, kind of start that process, get all of our liquor licenses in place, and
Perfect. All right. As you guys go ahead and get this going, you guys take a couple of nights, and it does take a bit to get it all pulled together. You guys are looking at least for it to be livable. The nightclub may not be open for a decent amount of time, but at least for you guys to be functioning and able to go ahead and get into it all. At least about 3 nights that you guys will be staying at this sort of temporary haven that Dimitri has brought you guys to before being able to move in. So 3 nights will go by before you guys are going to be sort of picking up on this. Everything has been pretty much put into place for you guys. And it's really easy to also do, especially during the daytime when you have some contacts who are able to help you out with scheduling, getting stuff set up at this other place. So we'll go ahead and say that the haven will be livable by time we catch back up here. But we're probably about another week out before all the licenses and everything like that is able to get upgraded. Now, the real question for this nightclub is, what is its name?
Any thoughts? I put this in the chat. I wasn't sure if if anybody had any, aha moments.
To me that's a question that we should probably answer over the course of this week and get some ideas from chat and everybody else.
It's a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So, chat, if you're watching, what is the name of this nightclub? But as you guys are going, we'll go ahead and say it's easy enough to go ahead and either get the food sources that you guys needed the last couple of nights while you guys were prepping and getting everything set up. We won't have you guys roll rouse checks for that. But we will go ahead and have rouse checks rolled for this night when you guys wake up. So if you guys could go ahead and roll your rouse checks. Indeed, it is in Terre Haute Frostbite. It's going to be a nightclub in Terre Haute. It's going to be bumping. As I'm over here looking and trying to figure out. Rouse check failed for Carter. On brand. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back.
I did so good with hunger for so long.
So we will go ahead and sort of pick up where we hunger-wise where you guys were last week. So I believe everyone was at hunger 1 at the end of last session. So Carter, you will be at 2 hunger currently. After that failed rouse check, if I remember correctly. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't think I had
Sounds
hunger.
good to me.
Try. No, actually, I think you are right, Dimitri. I don't think you had any. Eva, did you have any hunger? Did you have 1?
One.
Okay.
She decided not to sacrifice her
Yeah, that's fair.
blood doll.
But you guys go ahead and awaken, and your New Haven, and a lot of the lights are set up, the bars are set up, all of the decor is set up, looking nice. You guys have access to your wonderful new postern as well. All of this is pretty much set up. Security system absolutely is set up, which I will assume just make things easier. That if you guys aren't there or it isn't open, the security system is going to be activated. And then also probably during the daytime it will also be activated. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Perfect.
For sure.
Just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and not like, haha, you guys didn't activate your alarm one time out of the 800 days you've used it. Now this is my chance. But that being said, I guess the real question is sort of how is this nightclub sort of set up for you guys? So you guys have obviously the large open area for the dance floor and DJ booth also on the main portion of it. Do you guys have personal offices for yourselves, or you guys for conduct your own personal business? Do you guys have sort of like a place on maybe like a different floor or something like that where you guys can also have like a place to feed? Like how's this nightclub looking?
Thinking like a VIP lounge, kind of up in the balcony area. That's kind of where the real big spenders go. That's where all that kind of champagne's bottle service happens.
Sure.
Kind of like keeping the stage
Mhm.
just so we can have like some real like popping acts, but the bar kind of in front of the stage so people can still see over it. How do you feel about bartending here instead of sidelines?
Yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah.
I think
Upgrade.
I would like a couple more nights there just to get more info. But
Oh
for
no,
sure.
that's totally cool. Yeah. This side hustle.
Absolutely. And as far as sort of like extra areas for you guys to, feed if necessary, is that going to be and sort of like offices you have upstairs in the VIP lounge, certain offices that maybe are outside of earshot of the rest of the nightclub.
Yeah, there'll probably be like, sound dampening panels on the wall,
Sure.
all that good stuff. So,
Okay.
drain in the floor, tile,
Of course,
no
make it
carpet.
easy cleaning, easy cleaning.
Just plastic furniture too,
Of course,
like,
all the
just
plastic furniture.
plastic lawn chairs, so you can just hose everything down when you're done.
Exactly.
I'm thinking the basement library, basement rooms, just places to not be listening to all the mortals and their music.
Blah, blah, blah. Perfect. Sorry, I was seeing a couple of people talking in chat. I was seeing the Grove, in honor of the college that goes there. They're Indiana State. Their college name is the Sycamores, so you could have the Grove as it. The Cockpit or the Bump in the Night. Interesting choices here so far.
Curious about the cockpit.
Well, you never know sometimes. We're watching you, Frostbite. We're watching you, is all I'm saying. As you guys... oh, true. I forgot ISU is known for their aeronautics program. That makes more sense. Okay.
I got you. There we go. Saved it.
Nailed it. As you sort of continue to sort of wrap things up, and as far as your preparation goes, be able to live here, you guys do hear at least Dimitri, one of your watchmen, calls you on your phone.
This is Dimitri.
Hey, boss, we just want to let you know we have someone who looks like is heading out on the grounds and heading towards the front door. Should we let them in?
What do they look like?
No,
They have the list.
who would be on the list?
What does the person look like?
Oh, yeah, yes. That there's. Oh, well, hold on, sir. There looks like there's more getting out of a limo. 4 individuals. One lady. 3 elder gentlemen, all wearing very nice suits. And begins to describe the prince and the 3 members of, or no, sorry, the 3 members of the Primogen that goes with them. But you do know there's 4 members of the Primogen.
Gotcha.
But at least describing the prince and 3 of them.
Yes, let them in. 100%. Kiss their fucking asses.
Yeah, right away, sir. Right away. And they go ahead and enter them in. And as they sort of enter through the threshold, they go ahead and walk into what would be the middle of the dance floor, and sort of looking around everywhere and seeing what's exactly it's going on here in Terre Haute.
I will shoot a text to Carter and Eva just to let them know. Hey, Prince is here with the Primogen. Just, FYI.
Fine.
I'll come out, big smile. Oh, what a surprise! You should have called. I would have, had everything ready. I didn't know you were coming.
Well, it's better this way. And out of nowhere, one of the and a 4th person of the Primogen appears before you as the Nosferatu sort of comes out of their invisibility and their face all elongated as it does. We wanted to see and make sure that your coterie was fitting in well with the new transition. The prince sort of looks over towards the Nosferatu, and the Nosferatu sort of bows a little bit and takes a step back. Roughly about this time, Carter, you've made your way up from underneath through the elevator that I assume is bringing you up from the underground portion and brings you guys up to the main floor. Eva, are you also making sure to be in attendance for this? Or are you busy elsewhere inside of the new nightclub?
I would assume I'm at the bar already.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna like go over and make myself known, but I'm kind of overhearing things.
Yeah,
so
you're
I
just
was trying.
making sure the bar is set up and getting everything prepared for opening.
Correct.
The prince does look over towards the bar and you are able to make quick eye contact. So he at least is aware that you're there. So when is opening night?
Very soon, we are getting everything finalized. It will be launching soon. Open doors. Crazy, crazy, crazy party time.
Interesting. And any group of interests that are planning on attending?
Oh, it's a good place, for the mortals to disappear. You do know what I mean.
The Nosferatu's eyes sort of go wide a little bit, like this. We're gonna let this stand, and the prince sort of just chuckles and nods. The extremely well-dressed woman is looking around and looking at some of the artwork that you guys have put up here, some of the more luxury pieces, and goes, "This is a very nice, very well put together club you guys have put here. I will definitely make sure to make my appearance known on opening night for you guys as well."
Everything is free for you.
Very kind.
You're like family.
Let's walk that back a little bit.
I look at Dimitri and I'm like glaring at him like, what?
The individual, a little bit more rugged face, has a severe burn on the left side of his face that hasn't healed, even though he's still, as you guys know, it takes some will to do. But vampires can heal themselves pretty much back to full. It just takes quite a bit of hunger opportunities and some time. But he still has not like necessarily a charred, but it has some burns that are sort of going up the left side of his face. Yes, I'm very excited to see what my fellow Clan of Kings and his group can put together for opening night. Now, where exactly are we with the Anarchs and the Thin Blood situation? Any sort of new development that you guys are aware of?
Eva?
Yeah.
Come on over here, Carter. Come, they have questions.
I'm a little busy, but I guess I'll make
It's okay,
time.
take a break.
Okay. I'll like set everything down angrily and just walk over. And what do they want to know?
They were asking about the Anarch situation and the status of the Thin Bloods.
I don't know anything about the Thin Bloods, but the only thing I can say, I guess, about the other situation is they were saying that we are getting big in numbers and wanting to rid them of the city and to kill if they find any of us.
That is less than ideal.
I would say so. So, my thoughts are on that, if I can give them, is I know it was said that we shouldn't kill unless we are threatened, but I'd rather not be on the defense of this side.
The prince sort of tilts his head up a little shocked. The rest of the Primogen sort of looks towards the prince. First, I enjoy your spark as it is. Your bluntness is refreshing from time to time. Now, there was a little bird that did mention to the news about a rather large explosion that happened in the town of Avon. Do you happen to know anything about that? And he sort of begins to look at the three of you as he sort of scans from left to right and back to the left.
I quickly look at Demetria Carter and I'm just like, no.
That would be a really dumb thing for vampires to do.
Eva, go ahead and roll manipulation plus I'll get there, I promise. Sorry, I'm getting skill sheets pulled up. Subterfuge. And take 2 bonus die from your compatriots sort of trying to attempt to help sell this. Make sure to include any hunger that you may have. As
How do
one of
I
the dice.
include the hunger?
If you have 1 hunger, it should already. So whenever you do the roll, just go ahead and add the 2 additional dice as a modifier. So the hunger should already be included.
Okay, just making sure.
Hunger not included.
It does sound like something hunters might do. You know?
3 successes.
Oh, 3 successes. Also, I guess it's only for mortals, right? The luxury bonus. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I
Just mortals.
just wanted to make sure. But still, 3 successes. The prince sort of looks over to you, Carter, sort of mentioning does sound like something hunters might do. Maybe you guys are quite onto something. Within the next, either tonight or tomorrow, if you guys are already preoccupied for this evening, I would like you to go to this address. Here's where the explosion went off. I want to know anything and everything about this area. I know that if there were kindred that were destroyed there, ashes will be left. And as far as I'm aware of, the structure is still there. But it may be tampered with because they did have to move quite a bit of vehicular remains from said location. But if you're able to find any tracks or maybe see if their secondary location may be close, please report back. If you're unable to find anything, we'll be back here in a couple of nights to follow up. Don't worry about coming all the way down to Indianapolis. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns for your prince and his primogen?
Oh,
Nope.
How do you want us to handle any and our kindred that might be in the area.
Take them for questioning. It will be my decision to perform the final death if necessary. If you guys are attacked or provoked, you have the permission to provide the final death if necessary.
Does that go for Thin Bloods as well? Are they to be brought to you for questioning?
Yes. Another one of the well-dressed gentlemen sort of speak up. I have some questioning specifically that I would find very interesting with their alchemical nature.
Let me walk you to the door.
The prince nods, as well as the rest of the Primogen. The Nosferatu does disappear in front of you guys once more before they are escorted out by your security. And I'm assuming that's more of what your watchmen are sort of dressed and looking like, is more of security rather than actual like people just overwatching with scarily.
Yeah.
Your head of security goes ahead and escorts them out before you guys hear the door shut. Dimitri, you get a text from the head of security. They are outside of said premise.
Okay. I'll be like, just let me know when they leave. Like, get in the car and are gone.
A few more moments go by, and you receive a text message saying they have left.
I'll walk back over to Carter, pick him up in a big bear hug. It's so smart!
I hold my finger up to signal silence, and I look around to make sure we're not missing any invisible people.
Yeah, go ahead and roll wits plus aspects for me. Invisible people? What do you mean? Eva's right there. Oh, also, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay. As you look around, you do not see any sort of individuals who are lurking around in the shadows.
Okay. I think we're good.
Okay, I'll continue to shake. Then I'll put him down. You do not look like a hugger, I'll say to Eva.
Definitely not.
Okay, is understood. I pat her on the shoulder.
That's
Good
even
job.
worse.
I could have ruffled your hair. I don't think you would have liked that either.
No, just don't touch me.
You're the baby!
Oh, buddy.
I'm just gonna walk away.
That's fair.
It's no fun.
So, Dimitri, where are we at on that wing order? We gonna have him for opening night?
You know, I talked to man and he say wing cannot give right now. Is something about supply chain issues? I don't know.
You hate to see it.
But you know, we could go over the sidelines and order a bunch of wings and have them here. We do DoorDash.
Now we're talking.
It feels like an awful lot of work.
It's true. I guess we need to go check this place out that we've never been before.
Never been there.
Too bad we didn't make it to the Rent and Rave in time.
Definitely lost them once we left that bar.
Yes,
Well, we had to
they did.
stop.
It's true.
Yeah,
I had to stop for
had to get
gas.
some gas.
And propane.
Propane and propane accessories were purchased. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I guess we should go check it out. I'm kind of curious anyway.
Did anybody see us? Like, if we bring, were we secret enough that nobody knew we were there?
The one man who saw us, we make him forget.
That we know of.
There could have been more.
But we'll
Chances are,
bring
though,
it.
he got vaporized in an explosion.
That we know nothing about.
Right. It was the hunters, as you say.
Well, I said it sounds like something hunters would do.
Interesting. The hunter becomes the hunted.
So you said cars. You have multiple cars. Is that accurate?
Are you looking at me?
Yes. I'm looking at you.
Yes.
Yeah, you have two that you are able to have if necessary. They're just regular, just four-door sedans.
I mean,
But
we
you
could
can.
sell them and then get something fancier if you need be.
It's okay if we need something, we steal it. This will be fine.
It's good.
This is very America, you know. We look like happy family.
Yes.
As you continue, are you guys wanting to take the SUV or one of the cars from Eva's collection?
I thought we were gonna get rid of this.
Yeah, I ditched the SUV.
Okay, just
I
want to
had
make
get
sure.
rid of it, yeah. Just in case anybody did see it, I didn't want it to be linked back to us.
Perfect.
Yeah, different vehicle for sure.
Okay. You guys are able to easily enough get inside of one of Eva's sedans. Not a whole lot of trunk space for explosives and explosive accessories, but easy enough to make it back to the location of where you guys sort of left off with about 5 days ago at this point. You guys it takes roughly about an hour to get to the opposite side of Avon where that explosion went off from where you guys were. If you guys want to talk about anything or do anything as this time goes, more than welcome to. Otherwise, we will fast forward to arriving at said location.
I think we're probably good to get to the location.
Okay. As you guys head off in that direction, you guys continue, and almost about the time you guys arrive at the large barn, Dimitri, you receive a text message from your head of security.
Okay.
Boss, security was tripped on the front door. Looks like it was open from within. must be a fault or something, but we're checking it out now.
Okay, yeah, review videotape.
Understood. Will do. Just wanted to make sure you are in the know.
Okay. Shit!
I was thinking the same thing.
I kind of shove Carter in the seat. To say he was not there!
I said I didn't see anybody.
I should open door, throw you on the road! Make you walk.
It's probably better than what'll happen to us. Anyway,
It's okay, it's okay. You good liar, you spin story, yes?
I'm terrible liar.
You
She's the good
I look in
liar.
the back seat. You spin story, yes?
I don't know what story I'd spin, but sure.
Well, so what we know that the all four Primogens left, right? Or did the Nosferatu go invisible again?
Nosferatu turned invisible again prior to leaving, because when he was greeted by security, was invisible. I didn't want to break any sort of masquerade, as it were.
Okay. Was I able to perceive him on the way out, or did I lose him?
As soon as you turn invisible, you did not see him looking around when you activate your Sense the Unseen and began to search around. You do know that, I mean, out of character-wise, it is a contested role. So depending, he could just have more time with this skill.
He obviously would, right?
I mean, it's at least it's probably being part of the Prince's Council after all. You guys arrive at the barn, and there is the whole place where all the cars were just scorched. There's no grass where it was. It's just a large scorched piece of earth. The barn, the front of it did have some, it looks like smoke and fire damage to the front of it, but it still stands. But you guys go ahead and pull in. And you guys have arrived at the location you guys have never been before.
This was good explosion.
Definitely.
Somebody knew what they were doing.
It definitely wasn't a spur of the moment decision that has complicated our lives dramatically.
It was no spur of the moment. I knew what I was going to do.
It was thought out, ruining of people's lives, that's all. Or unlives, I guess.
Yeah.
So is it okay? You make big deal out of nothing. It will be fine. Let's look for ashes.
Let's look for ashes. Okay.
Everyone go ahead and roll Wits plus awareness for me. Eva, with your roll, I need you to go ahead and add one additional point of hunger. As you get a little bit hungrier from the lie that was told.
Nice. Would be 4 successes for me.
4 whole successes. You can see
Ooh, nothing for me.
the rainbow.
Okay, how do I do that roll then?
So you should be able to modify your hunger.
I tried that, I think.
So I'm pulling up your character sheet real quick.
Hold on.
You have to click the lock dots button up by attribute. And once it's unlocked, then you can mess with your hunger.
Oh, I see that.
I got it, okay.
Cool. And I think both of your die that you have for this test may or may not be hunger dice.
And you said 1 extra die?
No, just whatever your
it's
wits
just
and
that
awareness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carter got 0. And
I don't think I added the
Does not look like the hunger head went through, but you got 1 success, and I think a 4 is an additional hunger gained. If I remember correctly, real quick. Yes, it is. So increase your hunger once more. And what does that put your hunger to? Is that 3 hunger now?
Yes.
The beast that every kindred has begins to rear its ugly head a little bit. Why do you give in to this person you don't even know? This prince, if you will. Prince of what? A monument in the middle of the city? Who died and made him king? Well, prince. And these two? Beavis and Butthead? What? And you just sort of feel that anger begin to drive your hunger up more and more and more. Eva, I don't think has ever been this hungry, ever, in her undeath. It is a new territory. You begin to sense the hunger more and more and more. But you got 1 success, which to 4. Carter, unfortunately, you don't find any ashes in the portion of the section where you're looking. Eva, you find a couple, but it's almost looks like the pile of ash that would have been a kindred was scattered from movement, so it's hard to tell how many were in that area. Dimitri, with 4, you find quite a few piles of ashes. They're not quite as large as you expect them to be, so probably were blown in the wind or displaced in one way or another. But with your count, probably 30-ish kindred. As you guys take the time to survey this area, walk on the earth.
Well,
that was a lot.
see, I got 30.
30 what?
30 piles of ashes.
Oh,
It was good fire.
shit.
I mean, it worked.
You what?
What?
Less
What?
people or less kindred that want to kill us.
I want you to think about this, Carter. This night, they party, they get happy, they declare war on Camarilla, right? They're all excited. Then next thing you know, half their number disappeared. Poof. Poof. They had no idea we were even there. We like ghosts in the night. Right now, Anarch's shitting pants.
I mean, maybe. I hope so. I hope the prince sees it that way.
What do you mean we didn't do it?
What? Yeah, right. We didn't do it. Hopefully, whoever might have been in that room when we were talking about how we didn't do it is really dumb.
Whenever this topic gets brought up to anybody else, don't say a word. Just look at me and I'll talk. Yeah,
What are you gonna say?
I will make something up. But
That
Just
fills
don't
me
say
with
anything.
confidence.
She good liar.
I mean, it's either you or me. So,
No, it's you. It's definitely you.
okay. Well,
While I was kind of finding ashes, did I happen to find any sort of like trails that we could follow to see if they maybe like are holed up somewhere,
Yeah.
licking their wounds?
As you're sort of looking around, you do see a couple of footsteps that looked like with the moisture of that night. You guys did see there looked like there were multiple sets of footprints that were heading off to the northeast. And it's a large like set of shrubbery that is beyond there, multiple bushes, trees, and it's rather dense. But with your 4 successes, you do notice there is a cell phone that is sort of laying in the shrubbery as well.
Is it the one I left on Miles?
It looks very familiar to the one that was left on Miles, yes.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like it was smashed or anything.
Okay.
It looks like probably was more of dropped than purposely like thrown down and smashed.
Gotcha. Inside the shrubbery, I mean, I take it there's probably nobody in there.
As you're sort of looking through, go ahead and roll another wits and awareness for me, please.
Okay.
Can I walk over by the barn?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll be scanning around looking for, sense the unseen.
Okay, go ahead and roll wits plus aspects for me.
Be 3 successes.
3 successes. As you sort of moving some bushes and stuff back, you get to the sort of like in between the clearing that was the barn and the large, house that went with it. But there's a clearing on the other side. And on the other side, you see lights set up and on and active. And a large van that's all black sort of set up on the opposite side. And you see a person looking through the bushes, back facing towards you, sort of looking through. On the side of the van, you sort of see like a couple more people walking by with flashlights. And with the flashlight, you see Federal Bureau of Investigation on the side of the van.
I'm gonna back out.
Go ahead and roll Dex plus Stealth for me, please. Carter, what'd you roll on the Wits plus Aspects?
So I got 2 hits and then a failure on a hunger dice. So I don't
Alright.
think that's good.
No, your hunger will go up by 1. But you do have the 2 successes there. Do you want to use any willpower to re-roll, Dimitri?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I do.
That's fair. That is fair. Then Eva, while you're looking through the by the barn, are you looking for anything in particular, or wanted to do anything special while you're over there?
I just kind of wanted to look around, like the front of the barn area, just to see if there's anything that I can tell the other 2.
Yeah.
But do I see Dimitri, like where he's at?
You saw him sort of look through, and stop outside of the bushes at something, and then sort of push his way through the tree line and through the bushes, and then sort of disappear afterwards as it sort of closed in behind him. So you don't exactly see him there.
Okay.
Is it 1 willpower per die? Or
1 to reroll 3 die, or up to 3 die, and they all have to be black dice.
Which they all are. So.
Yep. So you can spend 1 to reroll all 3. And then everyone should have, I believe, their max willpower to start off for this session.
That's 2 successes.
2 successes. Let me go ahead and roll for this guy. Ooh. Even with your 2 successes, he turns around and looks and makes eye contact with you before instantly just rolling his pistol and just aiming it at you and said, "Freeze!"
Frozen!
Both of you, Carter and Eva, can hear a very loud person yelling "freeze" from the bush line, where Dimitri last was seen.
I am going to blink over there. I will probably fail my rouse check, but that's okay.
Ooh, three hunger is a hell of a drug.
Yes. um,
Wait till you get 4.
Right.
5. I've been there.
Right. Can confirm. It's not pretty.
but I'm going to stay like once I see the person, I'm just gonna stay a little bit farther back so they don't see me, and then just turn invisible.
So you want to do it before entering? Do you want to like blink into the bush line or on the side of it?
Into the bush line, but I just want to make sure that I'm not too close that he sees me too.
Since you don't exactly know where the general voice came from, but you can't
Right.
see exactly where the voice came from, so it would be a guess.
So I'll just go like right inside the bush.
Okay.
Like not too far.
Yep, and that's gonna be
Okay.
right at the max of your blink. That you're able to. Carter, as you're sort of looking around the front of this area, you sort of see Eva at the barn, just sort of looking around at the ground, seeing if there's anything there. You hear freeze, and then you see Eva just sort of disappear and reappear at the tree line, and then turn invisible as they're standing still. And I'm assuming that you failed the rouse check on that one.
100%.
You are now at hunger 4. The beast gets even hungrier and begins to. Of all the places, he just everywhere he goes, this man just makes your life incredibly more difficult every single step of the way.
Not a lie.
But I'm gonna get you fed.
No, it's very possible.
Please don't eat the FBI agent.
We're gonna eat all the FBI agents.
It's gonna be great.
Carter, I'm sorry. It's gonna happen.
How far away from this?
You are roughly
Action, am
about
I?
40 meters away.
Okay, how close do I have to be to cloud memory?
That is a very good question. Let's go ahead and pull up cloud memory.
It's on 256.
Can we load, please? Book. Be great.
They require eye contact, so I'm assuming closer than 40 meters.
Yeah, probably would be a little bit closer. Probably looking for like 10 meters to get like eye contact, like solid eye contact to be able to do it. But the bigger issue is, I mean, you heard the freeze and heard teleport, or blink, I should say, to one spot to another. But you don't see Dimitri or the person who told him to freeze. You only saw, just for a blink of an eye, Eva, and then turn invisible shortly after.
Okay. And so I don't, yeah, okay. So I heard freeze. I have a general idea of where they are. All right, I will try to quietly move that direction and hope that I can get there in a minute or so.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a Dex plus Stealth for me, please.
Not my strong suit.
Eva, as you're sort of battling with your inner hunger that's continuing to grow and grow rather rampantly throughout this night already, you can, now that you're closer, can sort of see through the tree line, and you sort of see Dimitri with instantly hands up and a FBI agent with a gun trained on them. Now that you're sort of through here, you can sort of see the large van on the other side that has the couple of spotlights that were being sort of blocked by all the foliage that you guys were on the other side of. And you just see this one right there. Doesn't see you, obviously, as you are invisible, but and both you, Dimitri, and Eva both hear, as he's got his gun trained, he sort of puts his he tries to keep his voice relatively lower. Hey, we have a person on the premise getting ready to do a test now, and it begins to close the distance between you, between Dimitri, and get a little bit closer. Dimitri, you see this guard beginning to, or this FBI agent, excuse me, begin to close the gap between you, pistol fully extended still.
Did he mention where he was exactly at?
He has not. He just says that he believes he has a person in sight and beginning to do a test. Is all he said.
So it's nighttime, right?
It is.
Does he in this area? I'm assuming is not well lit. So is
It
he
is.
using a flashlight?
He does have a single flashlight that is pointing off the edge of his gun, and sort of now that you're getting closer and sort of stealthing through the foliage, you can see like a fractured flashlight that's sort of beginning to move from right to left in front of you. Dimitri.
Okay. And I got a messy crit on my stealth.
Into
By the
the
way.
woods.
Of course you did. Welcome back.
Oh no.
Welcome back. So do you want to RP out this messy critical that you got with what is that? 1, 2, 4 successes? No, just 3 successes. Yeah, 3 successes.
Yeah, I'm assuming like a messy crit on a stealth means I am like on all fours and just sort of like bounding through the bush, just quietly, but not in any way, tactically. And I don't know how much distance I can cover with that one roll, but I'm thinking I'm probably pretty close there, and looking very much bestial as I sort of crawl through.
Yeah, roughly about this time, Eva, as you're sort of standing on the sidelines invisible watching this all happen, staying very still, you can just hear as you look to the left, and you think it's a dog for some reason, and then you just sort of see Carter just running on all fours, just barreling through, and just like trying to push his way through the bushes, trying to see exactly what's going on, while Dimitri is slowly being approached. Dimitri, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna activate Daunt,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna look at him and say, "It's dangerous to go into the woods alone."
Perfect. And Daunt does a free roll, or free. It does
Yep.
not require a rouse check. And I believe that adds your presence
my
to
intimidation roll.
Yeah, go ahead and
And he'll
roll.
also need to make a resolve plus composure roll to even attack me.
Ooh, okay.
That is 6 successes.
Let's. Man, it's like Dimitri does one thing really freaking well.
Like my eyes begin to glow red and I seem to get bigger.
He's sort of. You see him stop, and his gun, like, it's still, like, readied, but it looks more like it's being lowered a little bit and aimed more towards the ground than it is you. I'm aware. Still has his gun ready, but he stopped his approach.
Maybe you should tell your friends you were mistaken about what you saw out here. There's monsters in the woods.
Guys, I think we're clear. He sort of puts his gun at his side. And at roughly about this time, Eva, you begin to see the person holstering their weapon. I need you to roll any unmarked willpower that you have for me, please.
How do I do that?
Yeah, so
Sorry.
you should be able to just maybe you should click on willpower. That might be for
The
truce.
power reroll.
No, I don't want to do that. Let me take a look real quick. Sorry. Chat, we're learning.
Resist frenzy.
Is that just resist frenzy just willpower? Does anyone happen to know right off the top?
I do not.
Let me look real quick. Sorry, page 219.
It looks like willpower against the difficulty set by the storyteller.
Perfect.
Oh, but then okay, vampires add dice equal to 1/3 of their humanity rounded down
For
to their
resisting
willpower
frenzy.
pool. Yeah.
I'm trying to see because I think a hunger frenzy would be if you hit 5, but it's not that crazy. Is there a way to just roll? Willpower reroll resist frenzy. Go ahead and
You
roll.
just use the /roll command.
Yeah. Just go ahead and just press the resist frenzy button for me, Eva. Because I think, yeah. Eva, every bone in your body, every muscle is telling you to pounce. The hunger says, go, go, go. But you keep your composure and you stay still. You calm yourself and you win this battle willpower that you currently have going on with the hunger that keeps pushing you further and further. Carter, you are also now in the scene where, as he's holstering his weapon, Carter, you make your way through the shrubbery on all four and just quick draws and just takes a shot at whatever beast is just crawling on all four through the shrubbery. Not not trying to aim towards you, Dimitri, but just whatever this rustling sound is.
Would I be quick enough to catch the slide on his gun and prevent him from shooting?
Do you have...
I have rapid reflexes.
You would with rapid reflexes if you want to use your rapid reflexes to move that fast.
Yeah, totally do not want him to fire that gun.
Yep. Is that a free one as well? It
Yes.
is free. No penalty. The dice will lack cover against firearm. They can also take a minor action, yet at worth of 2 dice per turn, such as readying or reloading a weapon for free. So I would go ahead and say that this would be more or less like readying or reloading the amount of speed that it would take. But you hurry up in almost like a... And Eva, you have a full, especially now, the rest of the coterie can now see this intense speed that Dimitri just moves, and just grabs the top of the gun and stops it from actually firing. as Carter, you make it through the other side, and you see Dimitri holding this gun and looking at, and this agent just standing next to him. The agent just look over to you, Dimitri, and is very confused now.
I warned you there were monsters.
And with this, we will go ahead and go into initiative. This is gonna be awesome.
Yay! I get to eat some people.
Is that the sound of Eva's Beast? Yeah!
Yay!
Eating people.
It is fun.
We'll pour it into a cup for you later.
True.
Oh, I have no problem eating a person. It's just inefficient and messy.
It's just a lot of work,
and I can't
man.
read a book while I'm doing it.
Can't
It's
sit.
the guy crawling through the woods on all four right now.
Well, I was being stealthy.
No, you weren't.
Well, he was attempting,
I'm not stealthy enough, apparently.
Okay. Everyone, what is your total number between composure plus awareness?
Mine's 5.
Let's see. In formal duel, yeah. Composure plus awareness. Sorry, Dimitri, you got
Mine's 4.
5.
Yeah.
5.
4.
Carter 4. Eva 4. All right, Dimitri, you're first one up with 5.
Okay. I will, I guess, I don't know, rip his throat out?
Yeah, roll to roll brawl, just using your hands. So go ahead and just roll. I think it is strength plus brawl.
I do have a lethal body, so my damage is aggravated.
Yep.
And I do get to ignore 2 armor levels if he's got me.
He does have 1, so you will go ahead and ignore it because of that.
Oh, sorry, 1 level. I apologize.
Oh, so
I only have
even
1 level post.
that's fine.
Yeah.
So that will still go through his 1 that he has currently on. So that's gonna be strength plus brawl. He is going to try to dodge, I think, for this. So it's gonna be dexterity plus.
Dang, 3 successes.
Whew.
No, if he succeeds. Do I have to spend willpower after his roll? Can I spend a willpower after his roll?
Optional command. Let me see real quick. Spending willpower.
I just need to know if I need to do it before or after.
Right.
Sorry, everybody.
No, you're all right. We're learning. This is hype. I'm excited for this. It will be before
Okay, so I'll go ahead and spend,
the willpower too.
which really want to make sure this guy is dead.
Weird. Why would you want that
that is-
for him?
So the opposite of how Carter was going to handle this.
I don't want this guy dead.
Okay, so that brings it to 4.
4. And his is dexterity plus athletics, which is actually a really good dice pool for him. Let's see if I can beat it. 3 successes. You hit. Right, and trying to see what the damage is. Call shots for playing. I don't want that. I want to know damage. Damage, damage, damage. Combat, physical combat. Is that what I want? I'm assuming. Page 300. Example. Mm-hmm. So it looks like any net hits are just damage that you do to them. That would first be absorbed by any armor, but since you have your lethality, you get to go ignore 1 point, which goes through. Yeah. Strike it back. Her player rolls strength plus melee and converts every success above the first into damage. Okay. So it's going to be 1, and that is aggravated damage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You go ahead and just do a good, just tear across this guy's throat, and you guys can see the large gash that goes across his throat downwards. Not enough to actually just sever anything, but you can definitely see the claws of Dimitri sort of just tear through a good portion of this guy. Next up is... So we had a couple of ties, so I wanted to see how ties were handled. Carter, Eva, what are your guys' composure?
3.
3. And then Carter, what's your composure? I think he froze again. Eva, you can go ahead and go.
Okay. Do I see anybody else around?
As of right yet, you do not.
Okay. I'm also going to use lethal body.
Okay.
And hit the same spot that Dimitri did.
So you're going to come out of the bush and just start running through and just start punching. Go ahead and roll. Are you just going to use punching, or are you going to use the knife that you have?
I will use the knife that I have.
Okay, so go ahead and roll strength plus melee. And since you are sort of flanking this guy, I will allow an extra die because you guys are attacking from multiple angles. Chat, I know that stream's going to look a little weird, but we're going to be back, promise.
You said 1.
1 extra, yep.
Okay. It's killing me every time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and it is it is not a messy critical. It is a liar, because you did not crit. You rolled a 10, but that doesn't make it a crit unless you roll 2, right?
I think so.
Is that for true?
I thought it was just...
I think with the messy criticals, any blood die that crits,
Like
it's
any...
either 1 or 2.
Okay, I thought it had to be...
I think with normal crits, it is, but I think with the messy criticals, it only has to be 1.
Ooh. That's why I was confused, because it's considered... This roll is considered a bestial failure, but also a messy critical?
I think it's only a bestial failure if she failed.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I think this is the same situation I had.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. All right. So what did you get? You got 4 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's what
Minus
it looks
the
like.
failure, right?
Minus the, yeah.
Well, the failure wouldn't subtract from the total, right? It's only a bestial failure if she doesn't beat his dice pool, which she doesn't. So it is a messy critical. As you are going for the punch, your hunger goes to 5 for the your hunger goes to 5 for the fail there on your hunger die. But you go ahead and punch, and when you go through the stab and you stab into him, he sort of sees you at the last second. You see it goes slice across, and when it slices across with that motion you have, you can just smell the fresh blood that goes flying across. I need you to resist frenzy for me, please, as you are. Wait, is it 5 automatic frenzy?
I think so.
Let's look up hunger, shall we? Guys, we're learning all sorts of new things. It's gonna be wonderful. Yep. There's that. Generations, I don't care about. Blood potency, don't care about.
You're looking up the hunger frenzy?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. What page is that?
220. It's the same as, like, it's one under, I think.
Hunger frenzy. Temptation causes hunger frenzy. The beast craves more blood every time it fails a rouse check. While at hunger 5, they must resist a hunger frenzy test. Yeah, go ahead and roll that frenzy for me, please. You are extremely hungry, but you somehow are able to, with 4 out of 5, able to steel yourself and not just devour this person where every bit of you is telling you to. With that slash that goes through, you can see him stumble back and grab at his neck as you begin to see blood continue to pour over his hand and begin to stain the shirt around him. Carver, what's your composure? Just the
3.
Step? Okay. You guys would have had to do a roll off to see who went first for a tiebreaker. That's insane. You're up, Carter. As you see Dimitri and Eva both slash at this agent who's barely standing at this point because they're doing aggravated damage for their attacks here. You're up.
Okay. So far we have heard him talk to somebody else, but we only see him. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And then I know we can close wounds when we're feeding,
Mm-hmm.
but do we have the ability to close all of these wounds if we wanted to?
I believe the only way that would be able to actually close the wound is to start the process of turning them into a ghoul, or to embrace them, where then they can go ahead and begin the process of healing like a kindred would. But that would be your only 2 ways to really, because the licking you would do would be for simple little bite marks.
Right. Yeah, and turning him into kindred is breaking yet another rule, but
Yeah.
turning him into a ghoul is something we could.
It is a viable. It is a option that does not break any sort of Camarilla laws.
Okay. But I'm also wondering if I'm going to be able to convince my teammates of that. I don't think I will. So then what I'm going to be doing is expecting another agent to pop up.
Yep.
I'm going to be trying to get ready to surprise them, to cloud their memory, to make them forget all of the past few minutes, so that we only have to deal with one dead FBI agent.
Okay. And are you trying to like stand up and like make yourself known so that way it's easier for that person to make eye contact with you, and just sort of holding and waiting for that to happen?
Yes,
Okay.
and yeah. So I'm gonna try to make myself quite visible,
Yeah.
so that they catch my eye.
Okay. All right. You're just sort of holding and waiting for an agent to pop through, which shortly after, you hear the sound of footsteps approaching. As you see someone break through the side, and you can see an agent look around and then make eye contact with you, Carter. If you want to go ahead and attempt to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll
Forget. So if they're unprepared mortals, there's
Yep.
no roll.
Yep, they are unprepared indeed. So they walk through. You say forget, and you see the FBI agent holster his weapon and begin to turn around and head back out the way that he came in. Oh, what a good little party trick.
Oh, it's a very useful party trick. I was going to use it on the agent before we ripped his throat out, Dimitri.
Man, if only another kindred here also had the ability to make
I
people
could
forget.
totally have done that. I just felt like eating somebody. I mean, come on.
Someone's just a little
I'm
hungry.
a vampire, bro.
There are less complicated people to eat, man. I will help
Less
you find someone.
complicated people.
FBI
There's no
agents who
challenge. Come on.
Oh, that is so funny. And then right after that, you hear a third voice on the exterior. We might have a situation here. Top of the round, Dimitri.
Okay, more try to murder this man.
Yeah, more murder. Roll strength plus brawl. And you'll get an extra bonus dice because you have Eva there, who's also posing a threat. We now have our first quote of the campaign, by the way, with less complicated people to eat. Carter 2023.
I'm gonna go ahead and blow another willpower just
Yeah.
because.
Need to make
I
that
need to.
count.
Yeah, because he's got a pretty good dice pool.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be 5 total.
5 total. 1 extra. With that 1 extra aggravated damage, you slice through his armor again, and this time you nick something with your claw as he begins to grasp for his neck and then fall to his knees and then fall face first.
I'll actually grab his hair and look at Eva. Don't waste it.
He sort of stops mid-fall. Eva, you are up.
Okay, and you said that we heard another.
Yeah, I heard a third person say we may have a situation here.
Was it close by me?
Probably within 10 meters from you. In a like off to like where you're looking at, it would have been beyond, just beyond the tree line from where you guys were. So you don't have direct eye contact on who it was, but you notice it's not very far from you.
do they have a flashlight out?
They currently do not, because they have lights that are projecting on the other side of it that are giving that area light.
Gotcha. Call him over here. Oh my God! Help! Somebody's dead.
Yeah, I'll kind of call them over.
Okay.
I'll throw a big rock
Okay.
over by the dead guy,
You throw a rock.
and then I'll go invisible.
Okay. You see him throw a rock, and he's Eva's with knife drawn, just disappears from in front of you guys.
Always want not.
And you, the rest of you, sort of see. Carter, you can see because the guy is pushing through the bushes, heading back towards the car. That's on the other side, and you can see the guy who has had his gun drawn and heading towards you guys turns where the rock was thrown. It begins to slowly push that way. Carter, you are up.
Okay, so he doesn't see us, but we see him.
You can see him because of the FBI agent who's walking away and splitting the shrubbery. When he's splitting the shrubbery, you can sort of see past the agent as the other agent is moving towards him. So you have a line of sight on the second one, but he doesn't have eyes on you.
This is so dumb. Hey, over here! I try to get him to look at me. Forget!
He instantly sort of turns the gun, and then when he turns, you can see his initial reaction is to pull the trigger, and it sort of you can see his pointer finger begin to tighten as he stops, and he is now expecting something. But I guess he's expecting something to come up, but not this. So you see him sort of drop the gun and look towards the other agent. Did you find anything in there? No, it's a wash. And they begin to sort of just have a conversation between the two. Dimitri, you are able to bring your hunger down to 1 because you're unable to kill them, like take all that you would fully need. But you're able to get your hunger down to 1 as you're sort of continuing to chomp on this agent.
I wasn't hungry.
Oh, well, just...
I'm doing what vampires do.
You're not wrong. Something that you do notice as you sort of moving him around a little bit, he has a necklace that sort of plops out from his shirt, and it is a cross.
Does it have an impact?
Roll... Let's see here. Intelligence plus... academics or politics.
Okay, so intelligence. That would be no successes.
Doesn't sort of ring any sort of impact to you, but it is a very, very nicely crafted, at least.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay.
I want it somewhere.
You guys begin to hear them. Well, whatever this was, it looks like there were some blanks around. But we need to report this back to HQ. And then they begin to go ahead and hop back into their... take the lights down and load it back into the back of the truck.
Do they leave?
If uninterrupted, they are in the process of forgetting that there was even a third person out here. They're just both are in the process of loading their stuff up and heading back inside the car. And if
They'll start remembering in a minute or two, we should probably get out of here with this body.
Yep.
I'll gladly take it.
They'll at least remember there was a third person. They won't remember what happened, and they shouldn't be making memories at the moment. But they'll eventually remember they had a third person. They said blank? Do I know that term?
go ahead and roll intelligence plus academic. Or academy, I think, as the cool kids call it.
Oh, shit.
Would you like to use any willpower to roll any of those misses?
Sure.
Okay. You guys are on one today. You guys are ready. Nice. Okay, so a total of 3 successes. Yes, 4 successes. Math's hard. With your 4 successes, yes, blanks is a sort of a derogatory term that most mortals, if they know what a kindred is what they call you. Because you have, quote unquote, no soul that is left. You are just a blank body. So these 2 individuals know of kindred. And that there were some remnants of kindred around, but unknowingly of you is what you get from the whole situation as they are beginning to drive away. And that being said, chat, that is where we go ahead and call it for tonight. In the process of loading the truck or the body in the back of this beautiful 4-door sedan that's of Eva's, you guys go ahead and load it in. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. This has been another episode of Indy by Night. We will be back live tomorrow with some other video games, but more importantly, Thursday, you can catch us playing We Run the Night, which is our Shadowrun game. So make sure you guys are here for that. We are doing a giveaway where the winner gets to win a Shadowrun 6e book of their choice. So make sure you guys are in chat when you guys get here. Make sure exclamation point ticket on Thursday, and you can guys get a new book. So make sure you guys are here for that. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for coming and checking this out. This episode will be uploaded on YouTube on Monday, so make sure to check that out. Make sure to hit the little bell, subscribe, like, all that good stuff that all the content creators say. And we'll see you guys next week with another episode of Indy by Night. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.